If you guys are looking for a cheap and reliable way to gain your FIFA Ultimate Team coins over the Future Stars promo, then please look no further than FIFAcoin.com. Lots of great discounts. You can get up to 10% off. Also, an extra 5% when you use my code Martin, but you must click that link in the description. Hi guys, Martin88 here, and welcome back to another FIFA 23 video, and welcome back to another set of tactics here on the channel. Today we're having a look at the good old-fashioned 4-3-3 formation. Now, the 4-3-3 is the formation that you're given when you set up in FIFA Ultimate Team, and that's why it's the old-fashioned, the default formation, if you like. And actually, a lot of people end up playing with it because, to start with, they don't know what to change to, or they're not sure what to change to, so they just roll with it. And actually, it's become a formation that a lot of people like, they enjoy, and they're used to. And it does have a place in the game. So today, I'm going to run you through the tactics and player instructions that I would use for the 4-3-3. I mean, I was still probably using it up until around FIFA 20 at times. I was still using it, not all the time, but sometimes. So I do know it very, very well. And for the whole time I used to play career mode and stuff like that, this was always the formation that I used to play. Absolutely. So let's go through it and let's have a look at how it sets up. So defensive style, balanced. It's always going to be balanced. Somebody left a comment in one of the tactics videos I did the other day saying that generally my tactics, not the player instructions, the tactics are very similar. But that's because there's no need to change them. You don't have to just rip it up every time you're doing a different formation and start again. Like, it's more down to the player instructions, understanding the formation, understanding your players and how it actually works, okay? Not so much the tactics, okay? So defensive style for me is always going to be balanced apart from a few occasions. Why? Because we want to be able to put pressure on manually. I don't want to rely on the AI pressure on heavy touch or press after possession loss due to stamina and then pulling people out of position. So for me, it's always going to be balanced, always. And how to put pressure on is going to be down to your anticipation and your quickness of switching. I did a coaching session the other day and portrayed that beautifully. And I was like, I see what you mean now. So yeah, there's no need to change that. Defensive width, 40. We always like to stay nice and compact because most people like to attack through the middle, and they're really quite impatient at that as well. So you need to stay nice and compact. Defensive depth, 50. There's no real need to go one way or the other on that. This isn't a sit back formation. Equally, this isn't a take it to them aggressive formation. So 50 will do absolutely fine there. Offensive build up we've got down as balanced, and we always a lot of the time we'll have balance due to variation. Variation is key. Variation is allowing us to go short, allowing us to go long, fast, slow, whatever it might be. Keep your opponent guessing. Absolutely, I cannot stress that enough, that you must have variation in your gameplay. Because if you become predictable, you become so easy to defend against. And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes if you have one of these turned on, it will buttonhole you to a certain type of play. Like fast build-up means that you can become quite impatient. So your opponent will know that you're going to get it, try and pass it just so fast that actually they're going to make a mistake, and they can start to anticipate that. So we'll leave that unbalanced. Chance creation is always going to be direct passing because that's what makes the best runs. Offensive width, I've got on 40, and that's because the left winger and the right winger in this formation are really quite wide, like chalks on your boot, sort of wide. And we do want width, but we don't want them completely out of the game. So I've dropped that to 40 just to bring them a little bit further in so that they can link up with the central striker, okay? Players in the box, we've got on 6. That's quite simple for me. There's 3 attackers or 2 wingers and a striker, and then the 3 centre mids. So 6 will do us there. Corners and free kicks, both on 2 each. Now, into the player instructions, that's what's going to make this. So, before I do that, guys, of course, wanted to remind you guys that I do offer online and offline coaching. I know that a lot of you have seen me advertise this in tactics videos and got in contact with me, which is fantastic. If you're somebody that has been debating it, or first time you've heard me say this and you want to improve at the game, get in touch with me, martinfifa88@gmail.com. Just come and give me an email and we'll get something sorted out for you. Okay. So defence, stay back while attacking on the centre halves all day long. Always going to be. Stay back while attacking on the fullbacks as well. You might, if you've watched a lot of my tactics videos, you would have heard me say this before. But if we're playing with a formation that has wingers, we would definitely always have the fullbacks on stay back while attacking. Okay, because remember when we was talking about having variation in your play? Well, going narrow or going wide gives you that variation. Okay, you've got to have that. So if you're playing a very narrow formation, let's say a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, yeah, you're going to have to use the fullbacks to give you that width. And sometimes there's I mean, I wouldn't personally, but sometimes there would be an argument that people would have them on balance attack or join the attack. But in this situation where we have wingers, no. Keep them where they are, stay back while attacking. They are defenders first and foremost, and that's what we want them to do. However, you can get them involved in the attack very, very easily. Use them to carry the ball up. They're always going to be your out ball more often than not, the fullback. So let them bring the ball up the pitch and start playing from there. Into the middle three. This is your strength of this formation, okay? Because you've got three central midfielders. Very, very few formations that have that. So use it to your advantage, okay? So the central one of the three, I've got to stay back while attacking and cover centre, okay? So we want them in the middle of the pitch as like the linchpin, if you like, you know, the pivot of the formation. And then a little bit like the 4-3-1-2, I've got the left centre mid and the right centre mid, both on get forward, both on cover centre, okay? So they are going to be the two people that really go and link up with that central striker, because if not, that central striker becomes really isolated and it becomes so predictable that you're looking to play the ball into him, okay? Whereas if you've got, in my instance, Odegaard and Mahrez making runs towards the central striker, it gives you more options and more variation and makes your opponent think, which is, of course, what we want. Up to the two wingers, and this is one of the things that I actually like with this formation. So we have them and come back on defence for the defensive support, okay? Which actually will allow us to defend in a 4-5-1. So 10 men defending, which is going to be tough for them to break down, okay? Obviously, we want complete speedsters here. We want to really create a problem. And Walcott and Kent would do that. And we've got them on getting behind, which means as soon as we lose it, they're going to be running as fast as they can to get forward and get into the box for crosses, which means they won't stop. Once they get to the box, they will carry on going into the box, which will hopefully allow us to slip in little balls and create a problem for your opponent. And then up front, where we just have the one striker, we'll always just leave that as default. Don't muck around with that too much. You want the central striker to be able to play off, okay? We've got two centre mids that are going to be getting forward, the two wide players. So we need someone to stay forward as like the ball to play off, okay? So just leave that one alone. But guys, there we go. There is the 4-3-3 tactics and player instructions. Get in the comments, let me know if you're using this at the moment, or if you're enjoying it, or if you've tested it out, or anything like that, or just any advice generally. But guys, that's going to be it for today. So please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.